The most hated on moment in all of Revenge of the Sith is when Palpatine killed not only these two rando Jedi, but also Kit Fisto in a matter of seconds. But what if these Jedi were successful in bringing him down with 0 casualties? Today we'll look over how this conflict would go down in this scenario, plus what events would transpire because of this. Would the Republic win the Clone Wars and have true peace at last? And would Anakin see the truth that
Chancellor Palpatine is evil!
Or rescue Palpatine, killing all in his path? As Mace and the Jedi walk up to arrest the Chancellor, they are suddenly hit by the gravity of the situation. Kit Fisto, being diplomatic as ever, suggests the idea of battle meditation, so the group concurs and they stop in one of the executive building's hallways to meditate. After they have built up a calm and stoic mindset, the four make their way through the ceremonial office area into the private office where he sits before turning around. However, in this alternate timeline, only Mace and Saesee Tiin would be present in the room with the Chancellor.
Master Windu, I must say you're here sooner than expected.
My lord, you are under arrest.
It's treason, then.
He would then spin across the room with a forced scream, landing feet away from the two masters. However, Mace, expecting such a dark side attack, would begin channeling the dark side beforehand and would use this energy from the Sith to send a flurry of strikes, deflecting all attacks. Even in a matter of seconds, however, Master Tiin was already getting exhausted, mainly relying on his companion to take the bulk of the hits. As Sidious gets ready to bring his lightsaber down into the chest of Saesee Tiin, he hears one of the massive vases cracking behind him. Turning his head around, he would then see two more Master Jedi, Agen Kohler and Kit Fisto, leap down from either side. He had been so focused on his fear of Anakin not arriving in time that he had missed the presences of newcomers to the room. Not to mention both of these were respected duelists as well. Without a second of hesitation, however, Palpatine would spin backwards and kick Mace over, engaging with the other 3 Jedi in lightsaber sparring all at once. However, Agen and Kit had seen his power and were already prepared for such a moment, realizing this as the fight of their lives. They'd managed to hold him off for the 3 seconds Mace was down, which Palpatine somehow managed to fit 3 minutes worth of strikes into. Then Mace would force choke Palpatine and throw him into the hallway before the 4 versus 1 fight would continue. This would end, however, with Mace grabbing the arm of Sidious, similar to what we see in the movie, before Kit and Saesee Tiin would hold him down, allowing Mace to discard the red lightsaber off to the side. But Palpatine wasn't finished yet and would send a volley of force lightning at all 4 masters at the same time. However, this would prove useless. With the combined might of the 4 of them, the lightning would basically be deflected back at Palpatine, who is forced to release his deadly attack and then collapse back onto the wall where the 4 blades, 1 blue, 2 green, and 1 of course being purple, would be placed up to his throat. Mace Windu would also force pull the lightsaber of Palpatine to him, stuffing it in his pocket. Now if Anakin walked in on this sight, it would surely be even more shocking and would see the Jedi truly taking over. However, it would appear Anakin got stuck in traffic on the way there, leading to Palpatine being placed in stun cuffs and also led out of the room into the outside area where more Jedi have just arrived at the request of Windu, and the security in the building is informed of the situation as well. When Anakin would finally arrive, he is informed of Palpatine being held in custody and that there shall be a trial at the Galactic Senate Court Chamber tomorrow. Mace has a word with the young Skywalker and he offers to make him Jedi Master before they meditate together, and Anakin confides with the man he has had a grudge with for years about how he has felt emotionally conflicted as of recently, and explains how well he's known Palpatine as a friend over the years. Windu explains the Chancellor had been grooming him and that Anakin had finally started down a path Windu felt good about for their future. However, the next day the courtroom would be attended by a crowd of remarkable size, with hundreds of Jedi, senators, and clones all being there to witness the possible arrest of their former Supreme Chancellor, Sheev Palpatine. Palpatine would walk out in his cuffs with the Jedi Temple guards on either side before beginning his case to the jury. he would go on to plead on about how he was innocent and the Chancellor is obligated to his own religious beliefs, making this an infringement of his rights. However, while his appeal was convincing, the members of the Senate would still think it unwise to side with him, so despite their love and admiration for the Chancellor, the results were starting to look bad against the favor of Sheev. That is until Palpatine would get up yelling, "Wait!" Then a security droid would hover out, which would play a recording taken from his office. Also, just so you know, we have a new spring drop of merch with 3 new hats with a smaller and more clean design where the logo isn't quite as big in the frame, and also you get Graduation by Kanye West, that album cover, but instead of Kanye, it is, of course, Watto, which is a pretty cool design in my opinion at least. If you really want to help with the channel, please consider joining, as that would really help me out, but yeah. Enjoy. In this recording, it showed the scene from last night with Mace Windu force choking Palpatine before throwing him into the hallway, leading to the 4 Jedi rushing after him with their lightsabers ignited, pointing at his throat.
Accuses me of being a Sith, and yet he is the one using Sith powers. It's clear this is a coup by the Jedi to take control of the Republic for themselves. We've seen them go from peacekeepers to greedy warlords over the span of this clone war. It was all leading to this, they knew about it. Right back to Master Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi discovering a mysterious clone army on Kamino.
This sends the groups into disarray, with Jedi like Mace, Obi-Wan, and Aayla Secura getting up from their seats in shock. These masters had been pulled from their respective battles across the Clone Wars to attend this urgent trial, so that's why they are here. Anakin himself would be majorly conflicted by this news, especially the accusation of his master, leading him to the decision between Obi-Wan or the Chancellor. And even Ahsoka was at this meeting, starting to make her way over to her old master. But then, while Mace Windu and Agen Kolar would be standing off to the side in disbelief, Mace would turn around to say something to Kolar, but the lightsaber of Palpatine, still in Mace Windu's pocket, would ignite and cut through the stomach of Agen Kolar. Agen has actually been about to point out Palpatine behind Mace, who had just looked in their direction with a smirk and Sith eyes, but now it was far too late, as with his hand outstretched forward, Master Kolar would fall backwards off of the platform into the deep chamber below. To the audience though, this would look like Mace had just stabbed another Jedi who was reaching out in betrayal to an old friend. At this, Anakin would without hesitation run up and cut Mace Windu down. So that's it for this What If. I actually took some of the part about Palpatine getting mad about the Jedi accusing him of his sort of religion. I kind of took that from the Revenge of the Sith novelization, as I read something about that the other day where he had a more extended dialogue with them when they first walk in. Let me know if you thought this was an interesting What If, but it did actually come from a comment by Detroit Man, so thank you very much for that, Detroit Man. And yeah, if you have a suggestion for a video, I'd be glad to do it at some point or another if I can fit it into the whole roster of videos coming out, because trust me, I have a lot of big stuff planned for the next few months. Anyway, consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video and if I earned your trust. I upload videos every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I also post shorts on Saturdays and Sunday as well. But yeah, see ya.